I'm still trying everything to get you laughing at me. Bert gets it. He knows I'm a mirror ball. Hello! Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. That was super sweet of you. As you can see, I've got all of my folklore accessories on today. I got the folklore sweatshirt. I'm wearing my biblically accurate angel earrings from Shop Kike. And I even was going for like a little folklore hairstyle here. You know, this iconic folklore hairstyle that Taylor Swift rocks throughout the whole folklore era. All I'm missing is the bangs, but you know, that's okay. I was not gonna get bangs just for this video, although I will say I did think about it, but I had bangs as a child and I just feel like they don't suit me as well as they suit her. I got this little tiny forehead. That's not a brag, I swear. I have this really tiny forehead that I feel like bangs would just like invade my whole face, and I love showing off my eyebrows, so I would have to get like micro bangs, which I really don't think I would be into, but that's not what this video is about. You did not click on this video to listen to me talk about the different types of bangs that I think would all not suit me very well. No, you clicked on this video because you, like me, have an interest in me creating a folklore-inspired makeup look while talking about my top 5 songs on the album. Hi, if you're new here, my name is Giovanna. I recently started a series on my channel called Makeup and Music, where I do a makeup look inspired by a certain album. Right now, we are going through all of the Taylor Swift albums / eras in anticipation of the Eras Tour, which I am going to in May, and I can't believe that's only a month away. I have been having such a good time watching all of the videos people have posted on TikTok from the Eras Tour so far, and I cannot wait to sob surrounded by a bunch of other Swifties, and I'm just so freaking excited. So far, I've done Lover, I've done Speak Now, I've done Debut, and now at many of your requests, we are finally doing Folklore, and I'm just so excited, so let's get into it. So, if that sounds like a topic that is interesting to you and you want to see me create a folklore-inspired makeup look while talking about my top 5 songs on the album and giving really strong reasons for why they are where they are in the ranking, then I encourage you to please subscribe and keep on watching because it's coming at you right now. Okay, real quick, let me give you the breakdown for the inspo of what we're going for with today's makeup look. My inspiration is this dress that Taylor Swift wore to the Grammys in, was it 2021 or 2020? I think 2021 was like when the Grammys fell, and she was technically there for I think both Folklore and Evermore. Yeah, because she did that amazing medley where she did the rock version of Willow, but she wore this incredible dress that I just feel like encapsulates the Folklore era so well. I want to go for a very wildflower inspired look. I'm gonna do a little wildflower graphic liner, flowers all over my eyes. I just want to look like a floral, ethereal princess, and yeah, that's the vibe we're going for. I got a bunch of water activated liners, I got some palettes, I got some individual pots to work with. As always, I will have all of the makeup details linked and listed down below for you. Alright, I had to put a headband in so that I could get my hair out of my face, and we're all zoomed in so you can see me doing my little flowers. But alright, now let's get into my rankings, starting with my number 5 favorite song on Folklore, which is The Last Great American Dynasty. How could it not be in my top 5? First of all, I know I say this every freaking video, but this is a no-skip album for me, and this was like maybe the hardest time I've had ranking. Like, any of these could be in my top 5, and my top 5 on this album is changing literally every day, except for my number 1, which has remained the same since the album came out, but you're gonna have to wait a little later for that. But yeah, The Last Great American Dynasty literally makes me sob every time I hear it, which I feel like if you're just listening to the beat of the song, you'd be like, what the heck? This is like one of the more upbeat songs on the album. Like, why am I crying more at The Last Great American Dynasty than I am at like This Is Me Trying, or like some of the more, you know, really like sad lyrical songs? But like The Last Great American Dynasty is just such a beautiful song. I love the premise of I had a marvelous time ruining everything. You know, the story of Rebecca Harkness that she sings about, the Rebecca she's singing about in this song was a real person. So I think that's really cool that like most of what she's saying is true. And I think it's so cool that she's telling this story of a woman who people kind of talked a lot of crap about. You know, she's talking about this house in Newport, and you might not know this, but I'm actually from Massachusetts, like closer to the Rhode Island side of Massachusetts. So I've been to Newport quite a bit, and those houses are freaking massive. Newport is a very, very wealthy area. Like, I am not surprised to hear, especially back back during the time period that Rebecca Harkness was living there, I am not surprised to hear that people were very judgy of her. You know, the town said, how did a middle-class divorcee do it? How did she swing this guy? Bill was the heir to the Standard Oil name, Money. The town said, how did a middle-class divorcee do it? Like, they were judging her hard. First of all, they're judging her for being an out-of-towner, probably judging her from being from the South, coming up from St. Louis, because, you know, Northerners tend to do that sometimes, especially, you know, your uppity Newport people. There might be some sweeter people in Newport now, but you know, like back in the day too. Let me do my best to not offend everybody from Newport, Rhode Island. It's a beautiful place. I freaking love Newport. I love your clam chowder. Rhode Island clam chowder is my favorite style of clam chowder. It's got a clear butter broth base, but that's not what this video is about. How did I go from talking about the last great American dynasty to talking about Rhode Island clam chowder? Honestly, there's more of a connection than you think. But anyway, I just love the whole premise of having a marvelous time ruining everything. I love when women have a marvelous time being disruptive. I love when women disrupt the norm, and I think it's so cool that even though Bill died and people kind of, you know, it seems like expected Rebecca to just leave, you know, or to get out of town because the town clearly didn't accept her. But when he died, she just decided, like, whatever, I'm not gonna try to make them accept me anymore, and I'm gonna do whatever I want and not care what they think about me. She blew through the money on the boys in the ballet, which I recently found out is that doesn't mean like she blew through the money like spending money on men and on going to the ballet. It's literally men who are in a ballet company. Okay, I did some more research after filming this video, but okay, so from the Harkness Foundation website, so this is like literally from her website, notable contributions to the dance field were the founding of an internationally touring professional ballet company, the Harkness Ballet, establishing the Harkness House of Ballet Arts, a training school housed in a building she purchased on Manhattan's East 75th Street, and the short-lived Harkness Theater, housed in the former movie house near Lincoln Center. I just think Rebecca Harkness sounds like she's real cool chick, and I'm happy that Taylor Swift bought her house, and I just think that's such a powerful line too, right? When she gets to the part, 50 years is a long time, holiday house sat quietly on that beach, free of women with madness, their men in bad habits, and then it was bought by me. And she does that like pause right afterwards. Every single time it has me like screaming. I just think it's so good. What a powerful song. What a beautiful subject to write a song about. I love that Taylor so clearly has an interest in like the history of everything she does. Like I love that she didn't just like buy this house and be like, whatever, I don't care who lived there before. Like she clearly cared so much who lived there before her, so much that she wrote a song about it. You can tell she sees a lot of herself in Rebecca Harkness, and seeing herself as also having a marvelous time ruining everything. She says that in the song, I had a marvelous time ruining everything. She sees herself as a disruptor too. She's a disruptor to the music industry. She is a great example of a empowered woman who is happy to disrupt the uppity industry that it can sometimes be that she's in. And same with Newport, you know, Taylor Swift might be wealthy enough to fit in with the whole Newport crowd and everything, but they, you know, she refers to herself as the loudest woman this town has ever seen. And yeah, it doesn't matter if you're wealthy, she's still loud, and she's throwing parties there with her friends and everything. People were always posting videos being able to like overhear them doing karaoke at her Newport house, which just sounds so fun. She seems like she throws a really fun party, and I love this song so much. Got in a feud with the neighbors, she stole his dog and dyed a key lime green. I saw people dressing up as the key lime green dog at the Eras tour, and I just have to say that is like one of my favorite costumes. That is so cute. But yeah, anyways, I could talk about the last great American dynasty for 5 hours, but I'm sure you don't want to hear that, so I will keep that as my number 5 ranking, and now let's move on to number 4. Also, I think my strategy with doing these flowers is gonna be to go in petals first. Like you can see I went in with all my yellow petals, and I don't want to go right in with the middles right now because I'm really enjoying using this one particular brush. This is actually from Michael's, the craft store. It's a Simply Simmons number 0 shader brush. So if you're ever looking for inexpensive graphic liner brush recommendations, look no further than your local craft store. They get some really good stuff. I really like the shape of this. It's like very short and rectangular. I feel like it really lends itself well to petals. So anyways, all of this to say, I'm gonna keep using this brush and go in and do my middles later. But anyway, let's move on to my number 4 song on Folklore, which is is. It's the bonus track, baby. It's the lakes. I feel like of all of the songs that I'm talking about today, this look, like this, obviously the look is inspired by this Taylor Swift dress, but I feel like the lakes lends itself the most to this flowery vibe. You know, there's so much flowery language, both literally and figuratively, like literally talking about flowers. I want auroras and sad prose. I want to watch wisteria grow right over my bare feet because I haven't moved in years and I want you right here. That is like maybe one of my favorite Taylor Swift lines of all time, and there's, as you know, a lot of competition there, especially from this album. I just think Folklore and Evermore are two of her most beautifully lyrically written albums, just all around. Of course, all of her albums have songs that just have some incredible lyrics, but Folklore and Evermore are poetry. And I know all music is technically poetry, just with music added, but like, they could literally just be books of poems. I wouldn't be surprised if she did that. Come out with like Folklore and Evermore as like these beautiful like books of poems. I'd buy them. Should have my money, that's for sure. Put it on the Taylor Nation store and I'd be buying them right up. I just love that the lakes is this whole just like fantasy of her just getting away from it all. You know, being a musician, being a celebrity in general, you are under a lot of public scrutiny. And so I love that this song is just about wanting to literally get away from. She's a line where she says, a red rose grows out of frozen ice, something with no one around to tweet it. Like she sings about how like a flower blooms and there's nobody to tweet about it, and how much joy that brings her to be in a place that is so beautiful that people who are there are just enjoying the place. They don't need to tweet about it. They don't need to write about it. They don't need to tell everyone they know. They can just be there and just enjoy it, and I just think that is so beautiful. I'm talking about how this whole Folklore album is like pure poetry, and she literally says in the song, like, take me to the lakes where all the poets went to die. I don't belong, and my beloved neither do you. Those Windermere Peaks look like a perfect place to cry. I'm sailing off, but not without my muse. Ugh. And I love that too. I love when she refers to Joe Alwyn as her muse, because he really is her muse. I mean, if you look at the amount of songs that have been written about him, you can just so tell she's found the love of her life. It makes me so happy for her. But I love that in this song, she keeps referring to him as her muse and how she wants to get away from everything. She wants to escape the noise and everything, but she's not leaving without him. And I think that's so sweet because, you know, talking about take me to the lakes where all the poets went to die, that's kind of implied that they went there to die alone. They went there to be alone, but she's saying like, this is where I differ because I want you right here. I want auroras and sad prose. I want to watch wisteria grow right over my bare feet because I haven't moved in years. And I want you right here. I just think it's such a beautiful concept, and I think it's a really beautiful love song, and I'm blushing over here because I just think it's such a great song, and I don't know what else to say about it, but it's worthy of being my number 4. Alright, as always, I am talking more than I'm doing the makeup, so I did a couple flowers off screen, but anyways, let's get right back into it and talk about my number 3 favorite song on Folklore, which is Illicit Affairs. I have to say, when the album first came out, this one was really battling it out between what my current number 1 is with this one. I just like lost my mind when this song came out, dude. I'm so happy that she's been performing it on the Eras tour. I really hope that she performs it in New York so that I get to see it too. But yeah, that one is so powerful to hear her actually performing. But I just think the song is so beautiful, especially the line where she says, don't call me kid, don't call me baby, look at this godforsaken mess that you've made me. You taught me a secret language I can't speak with anyone else. You showed me colors you know I can't see with anyone else. Like, she is reading into this person, absolutely laying in to this person. Obviously, we know this is the whole Betty, August, James love triangle situation. This is from the perspective of Augustine, as Taylor said that she was named in her Folklore Long Pond sessions, which, oh my gosh, I could do a whole nother video ranking my Folklore Long Pond sessions picks because I think they would be different. But yeah, I love that Augustine gets to have her moment in this song and to really like be mad in this song because, you know, in the song August, she's definitely a lot more like, I've moved on, I have closure here, whereas Illicit Affairs, she's like, no, I'm enraged right now, like I'm still so angry and so sad. There's so much pain in this song, Illicit Affairs, because I think you hear like the title Illicit Affairs and you think like, oh, like automatically affair, the girl who was having the affair with the boy is bad. Like we're not gonna root for her. But Illicit Affairs and August too both totally change your perspective on that. And if you watch the Folklore Long Pond sessions, Taylor herself says how like she really wanted to challenge the perspective of the, you know, the adulterer, the mistress, person who James cheated with, and she really wanted to flip that assumption that people have of, you know, this woman being this temptress, you know, who lured him in and does it just for the thrill of it, because most times in reality the feelings are real, you know, like the feelings Augustine has for James are very real. So when this all went down, when it all broke down, when he went back to Betty, it was devastating for her because she really felt like what they had was real. Obviously, if she's gonna go out of her way to say things like, you taught me a secret language I can't speak with anyone else, that clearly shows that there were real feelings there and that she thought that what they had was special. They have their own secret language. And then, like I was saying earlier, she says, you showed me colors, you know, I can't see with anyone else. Like, he was clearly so special to her, and to find out that to him she really wasn't very special, clearly not special enough, because he's running right on back to Betty. I also really like that she keeps going back to talking about how what started in beautiful rooms ends with meeting in parking lots, put the perfume on the shelf that you picked out just for him, like talking about all of these drastic contrasts from when the beginning of the illicit affair happened. It's so exciting and it was so wonderful, but then it just becomes so sad, becomes so the opposite of that. It dies a million little times, especially when one person is clearly more invested than the other, as Augustine was clearly falling in love with James, or was in love with James, and he clearly did not feel the same way, and that just makes it even more heartbreaking when it all comes to an end. Alright, I'm gonna go in and add some of my little vines here now, and while I do that, I'm gonna tell you about my number 2 song off of Folklore, which is Mirror Ball. Mirror Ball has such a special place in my heart. Okay, so side tangent for a second here. If you guys are familiar with Enneagrams at all, anybody else here taken an Enneagram quiz before? Anyways, if you have, Enneagrams are basically just like personality types, you know, similar to a Myers-Briggs personality type, all these different personality things. There is a number, I believe it's 1 through 8 that you get, and they all have like a title that goes along with them that kind of describes your personality type. And Taylor Swift and I have the same Enneagram number. We're number 3s, which is titled The Performer, which as soon as I read that, I immediately was like, oh shoot, we're both mirror balls. That's why she wrote Mirror Ball. That's why I relate to Mirror Ball so much, because that literally describes our personality type to a T. And if you listen to the song Mirror Ball, basically it's about her talking about how she performs for people, you know, not just on a stage. She performs by basically mirroring their personalities to them, and that's something I relate to a lot as a people pleaser. That's definitely something that I do too, you know, when I meet new people or when I meet people in general, I tend to mirror what their personality is to show them what they want to see. She says, I'll show you every version of yourself tonight, you know, really alluding to the mirror ball and the many, many mirrors around the ball showing you the different versions of yourself. I literally had to pause so I could go listen to the song again, because I could feel myself just being like, Mirror Ball, I'm the Mirror Ball. That's why I like the song Mirror Ball. I particularly like the line where she says, when no one is around, my dear, I'll still be on my tallest tiptoes, spinning my highest heels, love, shining just for you. My cat just came out of his little nap space. Say hi, Bertram. There he is. There's my guy. I want you to know I'm a mirror ball. I can change everything about me to fit in. Ugh. Isn't that such a heartbreaking line? It's so relatable. I feel like this is like the song for girlies with anxiety, me, and the girlies who change themselves to fit different people in different scenarios, me, because they have anxiety and they're excessive people pleasers. Like this is the people pleaser anthem, Taylor, and she really went all out with that. When they called off the circus, burned the disco down, when they sent home the horses and the rodeo clowns, I'm still on that tightrope. I'm still trying everything to get you laughing at me. Bert gets it. He knows I'm a mirror ball. I've never been a natural. All I do is try, try, try. That's another really relatable. I feel like I'm not doing a good job explaining why Mirror Ball is my second favorite song on Folklore, but I feel like if you know, you know. Like if you're an anxious person, you know. If you're a people pleaser, you know. I'm still so happy Taylor Swift and I have the same Enneagram. I think that's so cool. All right, are we ready for my #1 song on Folklore? I don't think I'm ready to talk about this song. My #1 favorite song on Folklore, which is August. Did you see that coming? I feel like I accidentally alluded to it a few times. This album came out and I was listening to it in order, of course, you know, as I always do my first listen, and it got to August and I literally felt like I had like an out-of-body experience where I was just like zoning out, like she wrote this song for me. I have never felt more called out in my freaking life. Mirrorball too, but like August even more so. Like, dang it, he really was never mine, huh? Obviously I'm in a very loving relationship now and I'm very, very happy, but like, yeah, I had a very similar experience to what is described in August, and it literally was in August of the year that it happened, and yeah, I really liked a boy who did not like me the same way. He liked me enough, but not enough to want to be my boyfriend. So yeah, this song really, really gets me to my core. But honestly, as I alluded to earlier when I was talking about, what was I talking about? When I was talking about illicit affairs earlier, you know, that's another song that's from Augustine's perspective, but that one's more like fueled with rage and with sadness and just being so absolutely torn apart by the situation. I feel like there's a lot of catharsis in August that you don't get in illicit affairs. Illicit affairs is just like getting out that anger, but August comes off more like oh, like, yeah, he was never mine. He's, you know, you weren't mine to lose is one of the lyrics in the song. You can tell that the character Augustine is having some closure here. This song really feels like closure to me, which is why I think I love it so much. It makes me so happy for us girlies who, you know, have pretended to be the cool girl in past relationships where we said we were fine not being this boy's girlfriend. We were fine just being a casual fling, but in reality, we weren't fine with it and we're anything but casual. Here's the thing, I've never been casual. Never been casual once in my entire life. Never been able to casually date anyone, even if they weren't like a good fit for me. I'm gonna do it formally. We're not doing anything casually here. So yeah, I really feel like she wrote August for the girls who tried to be casual and got their hearts broken because they're not casual. Remember when we pulled up and said, get in the car, cancel my plan, especially the line that says, cancel my plans just in case you call, back when I was living for the hope of it all. Like, of course, yes, I've literally been in that exact situation, literally canceling my plans just in case this person wanted to hang out with me back when I was living for the hope of it all. You're literally clinging on to the tiniest bit of hope that this person is going to change their minds and actually want to date you formally and not casually, even though they've told you, right? They've told you it's just casual. I don't know about the whole Betty James Augustine situation. I don't know if it seems like he did tell her that it was casual, but she thought that she could be a casual cool girl, but she couldn't be. Can any of us truly be? No, I'm sure there are some really cool girls who are able to be in casual relationships, but dang it, I'm not one of them. Dang it if I'm not one of them, and I'm so happy that I'm in a relationship now with somebody who wants to be with me as formally, as wholeheartedly, as passionately as I want to be with him. You guys need to find yourself somebody like that. If you are still in an August situation, this person is not yours to lose, you gotta get out, babe. Oh, it's devastating. It's so hard to do, right? Back when I was living for the hope of it all, you literally cling on to this tiniest bit of hope. They're never gonna change. When somebody tells you who they are, you gotta take it at face value. You gotta say, okay, I accept that boundary and I either want to get out because that's not a boundary I can vibe with, or I'm going to make myself miserable. And yeah, been there, done that. Not there anymore. Very happy to be out of that. I wish I had this song August when I was living in my own personal August, but I'm glad that it exists for other people and it is so deserving of being my #1. All right, friends, and here we have it. Here's our finished look, hitting myself in the face with my sleeve. sleeves. I felt like, as much as I loved my my Folklore sweatshirt, I felt like I needed to be wearing a floral dress because obviously I based the whole eye look off of this iconic floral dress. So what do you think? I feel like this ties it better. I'm still wearing pants. I don't know why. I feel like I'm lying if I don't tell you that I am literally wearing pants and slippers under this dress, but aren't these really fun sleeves? I got this dress at like Forever 21 in 2015 or 16, so vintage. Anyway, let's zoom in on the final eye look. I feel so freaking pretty. I love this. Oh, I forgot brow gel. I didn't do a lot of my steps on camera today. That's just because when I'm talking about Taylor Swift, it is so hard for me to do anything else. I know I literally started this series to be able to multitask and do my makeup while talking about something else. But what can I say? I just get so carried away with talking about Taylor Swift songs, and Folklore was just, this was such a hard one for me because it's such a no-skip album. Like I said, August has been my favorite since the jump. Like, August and Illicit Affairs have always been in my top 5. Same with Mirrorball. Okay, honestly, this is a pretty good top 5, I feel like. But there's so many songs that just barely miss the cut of being in my top 5. Like Cardigan, I freaking love Cardigan. Cardigan's probably like number 6 for me. This Is Me Trying. Peace almost made it into my top 5 too. I freaking love Peace. And I love that Sweet Nothing is supposed to be like Joe's response to Peace, because obviously, you know, the song Peace is about like, would it be enough if I could never give you peace? I probably could have done a top 10 for Folklore, but then this video would have been like 45 minutes long, and I'm sure it's already long anyways, but okay. Now my brows look cute. What do you think of my final look? I feel so pretty. I love this so much. I put a little sparkle on the lids too. I feel like it really tied it together, and I just feel so cute. I cannot wait to hear what your top 5 songs on Folklore are. Please let me know in the comments down below, and let me know what Taylor Swift era I should do next. If you've missed my other videos in this series, I will link the playlist for you. I'm pretty sure it'll be linked on the screen at the end of this video, but I'll link it down below for you too. And as always, all of the products I use on my face today are also in the description box. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. I post new videos twice a week, and I would love to have you subscribe. Check out my description box for all of the makeup details and everything, but I also have a bunch of social justice links down there, so please check those out if you haven't yet. I thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!